family, and welcome to another episode of Where is Neva? Where are you? Where are you physically, mentally, financially, romantically, and artistically? Family, take the time to check in with yourself. Check in with your heart. Check in with your body. Check in, okay? Today, I am going to talk to you all about a question that I have been asked a lot. People ask me as if I'm an expert or something. I am not an expert, okay? But because I've been to East and West Africa, people ask me, which region do I recommend they go to? It's such a hard question to answer. And so I have so many different experiences in both regions. I have not been to all Eastern countries in Africa, nor have I been to all Western countries in Africa, but I have been to the three places in East Africa, which is Rwanda, Kenya, and Tanzania. And then in West Africa, I also went to three countries, which was Ghana, Senegal, and the Gambia. And all of these countries are different, so unique, but they do have some similarities. So I'm so excited to tell you all what I recommend that you guys should go to. Okay, you ready? You ready? Where is Neva? Where is Neva? Where is Neva? Where is she? So, family, like I said, I have not been to all countries in East and West Africa. I eventually would love to go. So if you guys have any recommendations of where I should go next, please let me know. But these countries are so gorgeous. And I met so many incredible people in each one of these countries. It's such a hard question to answer. So I would honestly say you should go to both. But if you had to choose either or, it also depends on what it is that you are looking for. Because like I said, they are different. I fell in love with both regions. My first time to Africa was in 2016 with a study abroad trip with my university. And we were out there for about a month. And we took a bus driving through Tanzania. We went through Chipotle. We visited a Catholic school. We served. We did so much different things. I've seen the beautiful night sky where they have stars everywhere. I've never seen a night sky the way I seen it in Chipotle, Tanzania. Gorgeous. I've had the best steak in Tanzania, and I'm not even a beef eater. I don't eat beef. I don't eat steak. But I had the best steak in Chipotle, Tanzania. It was such an incredible experience. And that's what started my journey and how I fell in love. With the continent. Actually, I'm lying. I fell in love with the continent before I even went to the continent. However, my thought process of Africa was so distorted because of the things that I was told about Africa. I had the privilege of having a father who taught me a lot about my roots and my history, which made me fall in love with who I am as an African American woman. But I still didn't have much clarity about what Africa was, because in my mind, I was told that there were huts. When you watch media, you see children that you'll see their bones and they were hungry and they would ask you for money and all this other stuff. But when I went there and I seen the complete opposite, I was just like, they lied. And so that's what started my love for Africa. And then after my study abroad trip, I went back in 2019 when I went back to East Africa, and I started in Kenya. I was invited by a friend named Rachel, and she invited me to Kenya. And then after Kenya, we went to Rwanda, and then Rwanda, we went to Tanzania. And once again, I fell in love. My plan was to actually live out there. I bought a one-way ticket, and I was like, I'm just gonna live. And so I lived out there for about 4 months until a situation happened where I got threatened and I had to leave. But That does not mean that I don't like Tanzania or dislike East Africa. I think it's an incredible place. I believe that everybody should go. Everybody should go. It's so rich in history. It is so beautiful. It is so unique. It is so humbling, and the hospitality is so amazing. There's so much love. It showed me that I didn't need much, that I am just complete as me being who I am. That's what living in East Africa taught me. I highly recommend any and everybody to go. The end of 2019, beginning of 2020 is when I traveled to West Africa. And I went to West Africa for the festival that they were having, Afrochella and Afro Nation. And I once again fell in love. Not only did I fall in love with the country, I fell in love with people around the world from the diaspora coming to Ghana to celebrate their Blackness. So it was just a totally different feel to it, especially during the time that I was there, because I met so many people from London, from Spain, from just different people that are Black, coming to one area to celebrate their history, to celebrate their Blackness, to celebrate each other. And I feel so much love. What I would say though about West Africa is that I felt a different connection to West Africa. And the reason being is because I felt like I was connected more to my ancestors because of the history of the transatlantic slave trade and how close it is to America and West Africa. So going to Cape Coast Castle and the different castles from Senegal and Ghana and even the Gambia, going to these places to be in the area of where my ancestors could have been or were, was just, I don't even know the words. It was insightful, but at the same time, it brought me so much sadness, but at the same time, it inspired me and it showed me how resilient my people are. So when I was in East Africa, they had a museum where they talked about the slavery in East Africa. It was very deep as well, but I cannot say it was as deep as the castles in West Africa. And the reason being is because a lot of times the museums that were in East Africa were owned by white people. A lot of stuff was watered down. Because I know a lot about my history, I just felt like it wasn't telling enough. But when I went to West Africa and I was inside the castles and everything, I felt this grab, right? When I walked into the castle, I couldn't even record much content the first time I was there because I felt the energy of my ancestors. It was nuts. What I could say is that all the museums in each of these regions had so much history. I learned so much, but it was definitely different with the regions from East Africa to West Africa. West Africa was straightly, like, just blunt. There was a lot of storytelling too when you went inside these castles. They had these amazing tour guides that can tell you some of the horrific things that were happening. East Africa, there was amazing storytellers as well, but you can tell that it was a different type of energy to it. Also, there was a language barrier too. So a lot of the Eastern African countries that I went to spoke Swahili, which the only language I can speak, unfortunately, is English. They worked with me for the most part. However, Ghana, they spoke a lot of English. So the tour guide in Cape Coast Castle was able to literally pull at our heart and tell us stories of what happened in Cape Coast Castle. But enough about that, because that's taking me to another level. Let's talk about the food. One of my favorite things is the food. Like I said, the steak in Tanzania was incredible. The meat is always fresh in Africa, okay? I probably would eat more beef if I was in Africa. I do not eat beef in America. The fast food in Ghana was amazing. The fast food in Tanzania was amazing. The jola in West Africa was yum. The chapatis in Kenya and Tanzania was yum. So the food was amazing. It is so different though. Like, you can see a lot of similarities from the West African countries. As you may know, jollof is a big hit in West African countries, from Ghana, Nigeria, Senegal, and even the Gambia. Jollof is not in East Africa. They may have like a different type of rice, but they don't have jollof there for the most part. I did have Ethiopian food when I was in Kenya, which was delicious as well. There's a lot of different similarities in East Africa's food too when it comes to chapatis, and there are certain dishes there. But the food was amazing in both regions. Either way, because they are so different from each other, I would say go to every place. Go to every country that you can in Africa. Go to every region you can in Africa and just visit Africa. Visit. I cannot say which one you should go to, but I would say if you're African American and you want more history of your African American, go to West Africa. If you want to go to one of the most beautiful islands and go see some of the most incredible animals, go to East Africa. But like I said, it all depends on what it is that you want. If you want to go to a beautiful festival like Afrochella, Afro Nation, go to West Africa. I believe that they have festivals in East Africa. Unfortunately, I have not had the privilege to go to any. So do your research and try to find different festivals in East Africa, because I bet you that is dope. The music in both regions are totally different. It's just too different to even compare. So travel Africa, travel East Africa, travel West Africa, travel South Africa, travel North Africa, travel Africa. Anyways, family, thank you again for coming to another episode of Where is Neva? I hope you learned a little bit, because like I said, I'm not an expert, but I do recommend going to Africa. Africa is amazing. I love you, family. Stay blessed, stay joyful, and take care of yourself always. Bye. Where is Neva?